Hi, everyone. Welcome to Your Body as Your Guide, a Zoom and a Facebook Live that didn't work out so well, but it will be posted on Facebook. So when it's posted, you guys can see it as a Facebook Live. So this is a conversation that was inspired by a whole bunch of my hosts in a class that's coming up. I'm teaching energetic manual therapy in a bunch of places in the planet coming up in the next few months, and Japan in particular was asking for some Zooms about bodies, and this was what came up because one of the things that seems to be quite incredible with the energetic manual therapy class, kind of a side effect that I didn't really see when I first started teaching the class a couple years ago, is that you start to have a greater communion with your body. You actually start listening to it. In fact, I think Hiroko, who's on the Zoom, who's translating in Japanese, maybe she can speak in English, totally spoke about this one time, about how after the class, after taking the EMT class, she couldn't ignore her body anymore. She couldn't ignore it, what it was saying, what it was talking to her about, the way she did before. And I've had many people speak to me about that. And it's not just the energetic manual therapy class. All of the body classes in Access create a greater ability for you to listen to what your body can contribute to you and your life and your living and your reality. So what would be the value of listening to your body? Like, we're talking about your body as your guide. So your body can give you information about everything around you, about this entire reality. And if you're asking for something greater in your life, anything greater, like more money, different clothes, friends, relationship, your body's included in all of those questions. And if we can listen to our body with a greater ability, like to hear it louder, our body speaks to us substantially, but it's a whisper, comes to us in whispers. And if we start to hear that whisper that's substantial, that we tend to really ignore a lot in this reality, if we start to hear it better, then we can start allowing it to contribute to guiding us in the ways and the directions and the possibilities of what we'd like to create more of. And I'm just going to ask if you guys can get anything out of this call, what would it be? And that creates an energy that my body recognizes, and then I can start speaking to it. So my body will guide me with those energies. And I'm speaking to the future too, of people that are going to be listening to this in the future. And one of the things that all of you guys that are attendees, there's quite a few of you on, that you can type into the chat and I will read what you say and ask those questions. Or if you're on the Spanish or Japanese Zooms that are being translated right now, you can ask your translators and they can ask me the questions in English so I can understand them. I'm working on Spanish. I have very little Japanese. So questions are fabulous, and what you guys want to know and what you guys want to find out more about is going to contribute to what we speak about in the next 30 minutes or so. So what would be the value of this? So what is, so, sorry, I'm having a little technical moment. Just saying it's unable to do Facebook, which I already figured out. It's flashing in my screen. So your body is your guide. What would that look like? I mean, I'm sure all of you guys have had moments in your life when you were maybe walking down the sidewalk, you know, in a downtown area, and you just were pulled a direction, like into a storefront or something like that. And you walked in and there was something you had been asking for. And you hadn't been able to find it, but you'd been asking about it and you were just pulled in. Or maybe you were pulled into a restaurant and there was someone there that you knew. Now that's where your body is actually guiding you. So we've all felt this stuff. I mean, if you ever had known someone was going to call you on the telephone before the phone rang, your body is giving you that information before you hear the phone ring. And what if you could have more of that? What would that look like in your life? And part of it is just to get rid of these weird points of views that it's not actually happening. One of the things that stops us so much is we think it's serendipity or just random or it was weird, or we kind of discount when this magic happens. I mean, I've had times when I was driving down the road and got off the freeway or left later for something or left earlier for something, and there was actually an accident on the road, and my body was guiding me not to be in the middle of that whole thing. And what you want to do when these things show up in our lives, because they show up all the time and we negate them. We think they're silly. We think they're weird. And is to actually acknowledge that it is your body giving you the information. And it's never a cognitive thing. It's this totally outside of cognitive abilities when this happens. And to start acknowledging that you have that ability, that just showed up for you, and thank your body. Like, oh my God, thank the universe. Thank everything that contributed to you getting out of that accident or walking into the restaurant and finding that person you wanted to speak to or knowing about the phone call that shows up. All of those things, to thank your body for contributing to your future, to your life, and to your reality. So I do have a question, came in. I have a question. I asked my body light or heavy about a situation, but sometimes it's light and sometimes it's heavy. Should I make other questions to my body or ask other questions to the universe? Thank you. Well, I don't know the exact question that was asked. That could be a little bit more helpful, but you asked your body a question. I asked my body light or heavy about a situation. So those of you, if anyone's on who hasn't done any of the Access Consciousness workshops or classes or hasn't listened to the multitude of videos and Zooms out there, light and heavy is a tool we use in Access, and it's one of the wonderful ways you can start listening to your body with a greater ability. To start asking your body questions, and you can ask the body like a yes question or a no question. Let's say, would I like to have spaghetti for dinner tonight? It's a kind of a weird question, but that's what my mom made. She lives with me, and she's like, can I make dinner tonight? And I won't tell you what my body said. So you can say, body, would you like to have dinner? Spaghetti for dinner. Yes or no? And one of them is going to be lighter. It's going to have more space with it. It's going to kind of perk your interest, lighten you up a little bit. So right now I get, would I like to have spaghetti for dinner? Yes. It's pretty flat. No. No is lighter. So what's true for you is light. What's heavy for you is a lie. Okay, so I'm asking which one is true for me. The no is lighter. That's what's true for me. The yes is heavier. That's not true for me. So no, I would not like to have spaghetti tonight for dinner. So it's how you ask the questions. The body talks to us with when we ask specific questions with the yes and the no that I just kind of went through. The simpler the question can often help you, not necessarily your body, but it can help you get the information. So a real specific question would like this, yes or no, can really help. And one of the things you can do to help with that is to, if it's around food or clothes or something, is to actually put whatever it is in front of you, and your body can go pull forward for yes or backward for no. And what do you want to know that your body knows that you've never allowed yourself to know because you've refused to listen to your body? And everything that is, you guys want to destroy and create it all. Right and wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. Truth, what is it you want to know that your body knows that you've never allowed it to know? Or never allowed you to know? Because you refuse to listen to your body. And everything that is, you want to destroy and uncreate it all. Right, wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So that's a real specific thing you can do. Asking about food or clothes or where you want to go to dinner. Are you even hungry? Yes or no? These kind of things are fabulous. I have a blast. I have so much fun asking my body these questions. Because the one thing that I have learned over the last 15 years I've been using this tool is that if you ask your body and you listen to what it says, this miraculous, magical, wonderful thing starts showing up for you. Your life starts getting greater. Your life starts to have more ease. Your life starts to expand. The things that your body's included with, when you include your body in these things that you're asking for, what it's asking for, everything gets easier and greater and more magical. Now, you have to want those things. If you don't want easier, more magical, and greater, don't do this. Keep ignoring your body, using your head, deciding what's a right kind of food and the wrong kind of food and the right things to wear, and all of your decisions that you've decided your life is supposed to be often don't include your body. So if you don't want magic and ease and a more amazing future, these questions aren't going to work for you. So are there any other questions? Are there any questions from the panelists that I have on? I know there's a lot of you guys out there. So when we're asking to create a greater future, you're asking to create something greater for your future, including your body will allow you to have so much more information about what that can be. So how do you do that? I mean, I gave you the yes/no question, and sometimes it's still difficult, really difficult to start listening to your body. Start practicing it. Start practicing asking questions like, body, would you like to go there? Yes or no? Body, what would you like to wear today? Body, what else is possible here that I've never imagined? And start listening to how your body starts to contribute, because your body gives you an awareness of the energies of everything around you. It gives you the awareness of, you know, like I said, car accidents that are coming up, food you'd like to have, people that would be really fun to create with. It is included in all these things, and we don't tend to include our body. Seems I got some other questions, but they're in Spanish. A question, si intro o no. Yep, I can't translate all of that. My Spanish is good, but it's not great. Maybe Natalie can come on, and if she can read that and help me out. She's muted though. She's muted because she's probably on the other one. How about Christian could translate it maybe? No. Well, I'll let you guys work on getting that one translated. I'm sorry I can't translate all your questions right now in Spanish. So how did the body classes and the energetic manual therapy class help with this? So energetic manual therapy is a body work that helps transform and change what we call your fascial system, which is really just all of your body. It's this amazing connective tissue that runs through everything and gives your body shape and form. And in that class, we focus on working on that, but it's working on your whole body. And in the class, one of the things that's I speak about a lot is allowing the body to guide you. The body you're working on is the guide, and you, the person that's working on them, is listening to their body. But you have to also listen to your own body to have an awareness about what their body is asking for. So with the class, what people have been noticing is things are starting to get easier with them listening to their body about other things. And then the Access Body class, a 3-day body class that I've been teaching for quite a while, also contributes massively to you start to have this kind of communion and awareness with your body. Oh, there's Christian.
Yeah, there's a question.
Yes.
In Spanish. Natalie is trying to talk, but she has a problem with the audio.
So you can be my translator.
Do you hear me now?
I hear you wonderfully. Yes.
Okay, great. Someone is asking, can I ask my body if he wants to be in a surgery
If the body wants surgery.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's a little bit more intense than asking what it likes for dinner. Surgery and spaghetti are a little bit different. Absolutely. And sometimes, so I was trained as a physical therapist, and been working with bodies for a long time, and in the medical field. So there's lots of surgeries that are popping up here and there. And what I found over the years is if I would ask the body, or have the person my patient ask their body if it would like surgery for certain things, it was very clear on whether it desired it or not. And it would be really, would surgery contribute to changing this? Like, let someone came in with a rotator cuff that was injured, or a knee that was damaged when they went skiing or something like that. And they would ask their body, and it was variable. Like, some bodies were like, yes. Most bodies were no, surprisingly. Surgery wasn't their first choice on changing things. But when they were clear, when the body actually desired surgery, the results of that surgery just completely surprised me from what I'd been doing before. So I would see a person that had surgery, and they'd come in and there'd be lots of swelling, and it would take a long time to heal, and there'd be scarring after. And I worked a lot with that kind of a thing in my practice for years. But the people who asked their body, and the body actually desired the surgery, would have a really quick recovery. There'd be very little scarring, and their function usually came back with more ease than I'd ever seen before. So if you ask your body if it would like surgery, if surgery will contribute, it may say yes. And it also may say no. Now, that can be tricky if you're in the whole medical field. I get that. If you're working with a doctor who says the only thing that's going to change this is if you have surgery, that can be tricky. Am I talking too fast for my translators? Are you guys okay? You're good? Okay. So yes, absolutely. What kind of surgery are you having? And that's really a big part, is what's the surgery? What's the surgery going to change? And does your body want to have that? And it's just like that. I asked the question about spaghetti. Body, would surgery contribute to changing this for us? Yes. Or no? And what's your awareness? Who it is? It's Veronica Garcia who wrote the question in. Are there any other questions? I'm not seeing them come in. Wait. Oh, there is. There's a whole other section here with questions that I wasn't seeing. Okay. I'm learning my webinar stuff, guys. So what can you do when you want to change something in your body, and no matter what you do, it just doesn't change? For example, body weight and body size. Yeah. Well, how many points of views and how many judgments do you have about body weight and body size? The thing is that your point of view, what you are just choosing, the way you're choosing, your points of views about your reality, about everything, about your body, about the judgments of your body, about how people see your body and what a perfect body is supposed to look like. All of those points of views are going to override whatever the body says. You have to do your best. To do your best at having no point of view about what your body's going to say. So with weight, I mean, that could be a whole different telecall that we spoke about with weight, because there's so many judgments in this reality about what you're supposed to look like, and how horrible having any body fat on your body at all is. And sometimes when you have that much judgment of your body, it's very difficult to listen to it, because a lot of people will have a point of view that if they gave their body the permission to talk to them, it would tell them crazy stuff. Like somehow it's your body's fault that your size is the way it is. Actually, it's not. It's actually not anyone's fault. It's just your point of views. Your point of views create your reality. So if you judge your body, if you look in the mirror and you go, oh, God, I'm fat today. Look at those wrinkles. If you even think it for a second, that's what you're creating. You got to try to catch yourself before those points of views come up. So everything you guys are doing to judge your body, we'll just see if we can clear a little bit. its weight, its age, its color, its size, its height. Everything that is, would you guys be willing to destroy and uncreate and let go of the judgments that you are using to create that reality for you? I think that is times a godzillion. Is that a yes from the panelists? Right, wrong, good and bad, pod and pock, all nine shorts, boys and beyond. You guys are there listening to me. So what would your body like to look like if you allowed your body to truly contribute to creating what it looks like? What would it create? Would it create something different than what you're creating now? You can ask your body, what size would you like to be? Body, would you like to be thinner? Yes or no? So you can get some clarity on where it wants to go with this. I hope that helps. If you have any more, this is Bruno who wrote in. You can add if you've got more questions about that. Christian, do you have a question?
Yes, here's a question. How can I overcome the fear? Super hard.
The fear of what? Just basic fear of everything. How can you overcome fear? Okay. Fear is what we call in Access a distractor implant. It distracts you from knowing. You can't ever listen to your body when you have decided you're afraid or concerned or worried about anything. And we do it all the time. Fear is huge in this reality. Most people function from fear. It is such a gift. I don't know how many you guys can raise your hand on the panelists, who those of you who have been doing Access for a while, how much fear you still have in your reality. Fear a lot less, you can raise your hand. Yes, fear is a lot less. When you start to realize it's not real, it's an awareness that you're not getting because you're pretending you're afraid. Now, the awareness could be something horrible, which is get out of the, run away. I just had someone who actually had just taken an EMT class. You guys, this is actually kind of cool. This might help with fear. She just wrote me this morning, actually. So she was walking out of some building, and two men came out of the building and came up to either abduct or steal something from her. She knew exactly what it was. She was not functioning from fear. Her body gave the awareness of what was that energy that was there before anything happened. And I don't know the details. I haven't written her back yet. But she was able to diffuse and change the situation by what she said. And she's fine. Nothing bad happened. Now, if she'd been functioning from fear, it would have really been something different. And most of us in situations like that, we actually don't function from fear. You don't run around like a crazy person. You actually get calm, cool, and collected and handle the situation. So fear is something we're really kind of making up. It does not mean when I say that what you're aware of isn't true. The fear, the energy that we make into this fear thing is what's made up. You're not concerned, you're not worried, and you're not afraid. There's something else there underneath that you're aware of. Now, the funny thing about fear is it's often misidentified and misapplied or confused with excitement. Things that you're excited about, things that are going to create greater futures, not some weirdos coming out of a building. That's like get out of the way now. That's what I'm aware of. It's like change the situation so you're safe and you're okay and you dissipate that entire thing. But things that are like, the new job that's coming up, a date you're going on, those kind of things when you think you're afraid are often something different. And you can ask, am I excited or I'm afraid? Because the energy that your body creates with excitement, the mwah, is a very similar energy to what it creates when you do this thing we call fear. And often we confuse the two. And when we were little, we might have been, our first day of kindergarten, we were actually really excited about the whole thing because that's the way you function in the world, is really excited about that stuff. And your mom or someone said, oh, don't be afraid, it's going to be fine. And you misidentified and misapplied your fear and excitement in that moment. So everything you've done to misidentify fear and excitement. So your body can never show you truly when it is excited and cannot guide you to the things that will create more that are exciting for you. Could we just run and create all of that? Right and wrong, good and bad. Woo! Right and wrong, good and bad. Pod and POC, all 9 shorts, boys and beyonds. Thanks for that question. That was cool. It was really cool. I got one more here from Ruth that I will read. I have been using the tools for a while when I do massage and it's been very helpful. Yes, really helpful. All the access tools and questions when you're working with bodies and your whole life are amazing. But if you're a body worker, this stuff, I mean, it changed my practice like that. What I could do with bodies once I had the tools of access and the questions and being what we've been speaking today about, once that happened, or once I chose it didn't happen to me, I chose this stuff. Once that showed up, what I could create with body was incredible. It was beyond anything I'd ever imagined, and it keeps getting better. So when I do massage, and the tools have been very helpful, I notice that my awareness is more open, and there's times when I soothe myself with food. Got another food thing, because it's something, it's sometimes too much awareness of what's going on around me. Which tool would be more useful when I'm in a situation like this? So I would ask, what is it that you decided that awareness is too much? Awareness is one of your greatest gifts. It's like gold coins and money pouring down on you. It creates everything from a totally different place. So sometime did you decide your awareness was too much? Or did someone tell you it was too much? Or you didn't know? One of the things when in each class I do, for the years and years I've been doing them, I have more awareness after classes, and it can be a little bit uncomfortable and weird for me. And I turn it up and I go, wow, this is the change I've been asking for. If you're asking for more awareness, you have those moments where things show up you hadn't known were there before. You know, awareness is about whether you like spaghetti for dinner when you used to just eat it for dinner and feel terrible afterwards. Now I know beforehand I don't want it. These are different awarenesses, and they can be weird and uncomfortable. But what if weird and uncomfortable and strange was fun? Are you actually asking for that? Your point of view creates your reality, and if your point of view is it's too much, that's what you're going to create. So what point of view could you have that created more ease with this and more fun with it? And ease being uncomfortable. I always know when I'm uncomfortable is the change I've been asking for. And I'm asking for it. So I don't want to stop it. I can deal with a little uncomfortable. Once I just, change my point of view that it is uncomfortable, it actually is much easier. And it can be weird. So with the food part of that question, so she's soothing herself with food. I would ask, is that true? Yes or no? Does it actually soothe you? Yes or no? And if it does, if it's actually contributing to you, what would your body like to eat that would create more possibilities? I mean, I just went to, there's two, we're just gonna go for about 30 minutes here, so I'll talk for a couple more minutes, because there's two beautiful ladies that grew up with Access that I admire greatly. One is my daughter, and another is Grace Douglas, who's the founder of Access's daughter, who grew up with Access her whole life, and my daughter also did. And they both have a completely different reality around food. So I'm just going to share this with you because both of these ladies surprised me when they said it, and I've included that in my future, in my reality, once I said it. So my daughter used to eat food. This was when she was like 12 or 13. She's 21 now. And she would ask her food to make her skinnier. She'd actually invite it to create her thinner. And she used to eat so much. She still eats a lot when she wants to. She'll put a whole bag of potato chips, salt and vinegar, right down when her body likes that. And her body never changes shape around that. Grace spoke in an advanced body class recently about how she asked the food, or asked her body to, I remember the food or the body, I think it was the body with her, that to create more space. So eating would create more space, a lightness with her body. Now, these are really different ways to look at food. So asking your body what it would like to eat, and also asking it to choose the food that would make you thinner. Or asking your food to make you thinner, or to create more space for you. Really 180 degrees opposite about how people are eating. Mostly we eat to get sleepy, go to bed, fills us up, or we're starving and we throw stuff in, or it's this comfort thing. What if there's a different possibility? Is it really comforting you or soothing you to eat? And if it is, turn it up. Like if that's true for you, ask that to contribute to your life and stop making it wrong. What if eating to enjoy eating was never wrong? What if everything you put in your mouth was ecstatic and wonderful? I'll talk in a lot of classes about how, if you're really, really thirsty and you drink a glass of water, what that feels like. What if everything you ingested had a feeling of that energy of just like, oh my God, would that create something different about you with food? So everything that doesn't allow you to have a completely different energy with food that would actually contribute to creating a future and a body and a life and a reality that's greater than you can imagine, food is to run and create that. Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. So if there's any last questions, let me check any other chat.
Yeah, I have
We
another
have a question. Oh, sorry.
Let's take a Japanese.
Yeah, we have a question from Japan. Question from Tomoko. And what she wrote is, there's a situation that my body gets so heavy. And before that, my body was so happy when I go to classes. However, it doesn't happening right now. And what is it that I need to be aware?
So let me just, you can help me. So she's heavier, she feels more heaviness when she's not in classes, but when she goes to access classes, it's lighter.
もこさん、今、ボディ、クラスに行こうとしてもボディが軽くないってことでしょうか？ I'm asking her now.
Okay.
ちょっとね、書いてくれる？チャットに書けますか？
外したら大丈夫ですか？
あ、どうぞ喋って。
ごめんなさい。ですね、なんかこう自分の周りにエネルギーがこうちょっと停滞する塊のエネルギーが自分の周りにあるんですね。で、なんかこう重い感じなんです。
There's energy stuck around me. There's like and really heavy around her.
Okay.
今までだったら、例えばクラスをすることも参加することも自分がクラスをやることもなんかものすごいこの広がりがわーってあったんだけど、最近ちょっと収縮した感じがあって、でそして今自分がそれじゃない全然違うことに関しては少し安らぎがあって本を読んだりとか静かにしてることが安らぎがあるんだけども、でも今私はそんなに望んでない。だからこれは一体
クラス？クラスを望んでね。
クラスは望んでる。今自分が安らかだなと思ってることはそんなに望んでない。
Can you translate that? It was long.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I get what she meant.
ボディが安らかだなって思うんだけど、私はそんな望んでない。
Okay. So with that situation that she's having right now, her body feels ease with it, but herself, she doesn't find it ease with it. And what can she do about it?
So she doesn't find ease, but her body's having ease.
Yeah.
I would ask, who does that belong to? What are you aware of?
私だったら、それ誰の？私は何に気づいてるの？ボディは安らぎを覚えるけど、体はそうじゃないってこと。あ、sorry。
そう、ボディは安らぎを覚えるけど、体はそうじゃないってことですよね。それは安らぎだと自分が錯覚してるのか、それとも安らぎなのかとかもあります。ほっとするんだけど、これはあんまり嬉しくないようなっていう。
ともこさんが？
はい。
な
ことがちょっと今起こってる。
Yeah, that's what's happening. So she doesn't find it happy. But body feels ease with it, or like a body relaxes with it.
Okay, so her body is aware. So what's more true for you? What your body's aware of or what you're aware of?
あなたにとって
真実は何ですか？あなたは気づいてるってことなのか、あなたのボディが気づいてるのか。トモコさん、ミュートにお願いします。
あ、ミュート？
今私が喋ってる。
あ、
We're waiting for translation.
もう
here.
一回、マロさんごめん、もう一回お願いいいですか？
ボディが、
Okay, so now we're hearing you through to us. So if you want to take off your mute and tell me what she said.
She was asking me to repeat what you said.
Oh, okay. So it's interesting when you and your body don't have the same point of view. But what point of view is more true for you? The lightness is true for you, correct? Heavy is a lie, lightness is true. That heaviness is, I would start asking questions around what that is, because it's an awareness you're getting about something. It might be an awareness of the future, something that's going on. You live in Japan. You know, it's not always the lightest place to be in Tokyo or Osaka every single day. There might be something you're aware of there. So keep asking what the heaviness is. Is it yours, or is it something you're aware of? And if it's something you're aware of, keep asking. It can be information that's coming in, because your body's still feeling light with all this, which is quite wonderful. A lot of people's bodies are impacted by this also. So that's a gift, that your body's not having that. Okay, does that help? Okay, so Christian, you had a question?
はい。
Oh,
ありがとうございます。ちょっと混乱を、ボディとマインドとビーグといろんなものが混乱してるのかもしれない。はい、問いかけてみます。はい。
Okay, so Tomoko just says, thank you very much. She might have confused with her body, what her body feels, and her mind thinks, and her being thing.
yeah.
But
yeah.
she says we'll ask questions.
Right, and let me just say something about that. Our mind is pretty much useless. It usually just gets us in a lot of messes and doesn't tell us much and makes sure we stay in this reality and stay heavy. You as an infinite being, right? You are an infinite being and you have a body. Your body's inside you. Like you're a massive space. And then your body's here. Your body gives you, the infinite being, the awareness of everything around it. So I would ask more questions, because you're just saying heavy, and heavy can be so many things. It's a lie. It's not true for you anyway, but it can be information about something. When you get something that's heavy, it's not a no, it's information about something that's not true. Like if you were going to a job interview and it was like, it's heavy. That doesn't mean it's no. That heavy could be everything you're going to change when you take the job, or everything you need to be aware of to have more ease around the job. So the heavy can just be something you're aware of that you can change, or you can change how you negotiate around it. You know, a heavy could be, okay, I can't change it, but how can I get around it? So start asking questions about what you're aware of. And it may not be cognitive. And a great question, guys, which many of you that have done Access have heard this, is what is it? Can I change it? If so, how do I change it? And I'm missing one. What is it? What do I do with it? Can I change it? And how do I change it? That's what you want to do with heavy, especially if your body's still feeling light. Okay, so I mean, that's a pretty clue in that it probably isn't yours, but it's an awareness you're having about something. Cool, thanks for the question. Christian, do you have something? Yeah.
Yes. The question is, I have stones in my vesicular. Do you know what that means? Vesicular stones in the...
Kidney stones, maybe?
Excuse me?
Kidney stones?
Yes.
Okay.
I have stones in my butt. In la vesícula.
Vesicula. There's more than one. I'm not sure which one there. But anyway, they have stones. Okay.
Okay, yeah. And the body doesn't want an amputation or surgery.
Okay.
And she has already made twice an hepatic cleaning, but stones are still there, and the doctor insisted in the surgery. How can I avoid it?
Well,
how can I avoid it?
Well,
what can I do?
Well, what you want to do is not avoid the surgery. You want to change this so it works for you. right? And whatever it takes to change it is what you want to ask for. No matter what it takes, I'm going to change this. Now, I'm not exactly clear, because the vesicule in English is just like a pocket thing. So I'm not exactly sure where the stones, but most of the time we have stones either in the gallbladder or the kidney. So it's one of the two that your doctor said you had stones in.
Gallbladder?
Gallbladder, okay.
Yeah.
Gallbladder stones. So how would your body like to change it? What's possible you've never imagined? The surgery is removing your gallbladder. Sometimes they just remove the stones. It's pretty invasive. Maybe a second opinion, something you change with your diet. There's some cleanses that claim to get rid of stones. I'm sure you think they work for many, many people. That could be a possibility that you could ask your body if that would help changing it. It's like, what is it? What can I do with it? Can I change it? And how do I change it are the questions you want to ask with this. Now, I don't have you here with me to ask a lot of questions. It's translated, so a lot of the details, a lot of things that I would ask, this would be more of a private session thing to talk to you about to really change this. But if you're really clear that your body doesn't want surgery, this is tricky, guys. Nobody wants surgery. So you're always going to be a no, pretty much. That's what your point of view is going to be. The body may have a different point of view. Surgery could be what creates the most change. If your point of view is adamant, I don't want surgery, and you have any reasons and justifications about it, you're in a point of view. Like, I don't want surgery because I'm going to get a scar, because it's invasive, because I don't believe in surgery. Any of those points of views are going to make it difficult for you to hear your body. So you want to just be, if I don't have a point of view about this, or with my point of view totally out of the way, body, truth, would surgery contribute to changing this, yes or no? And then you want to be brutally honest and listen. Brutally honest with yourself, knowing, if you have a point of view and listening to your body. If your body says, no, I don't want surgery, you can still have surgery. We override our bodies all the time in this reality. If your body doesn't want surgery or does want surgery, you can still not have surgery. Just because you hear what your body desires does not mean you have to follow. Someone wrote, follow the energy, or let your body be your guide. Are they similar? Yes, sort of. You don't have to follow the energy that your body's suggesting. You can override it. We're really good at that. We've been doing that our whole lives. The choice is if you want to listen to your body. So someone did write in, I hope that helps a little bit. And you could probably ping me privately, and if you want a little bit more information. Is your body as the guide and following the energy the same thing? I was about to say yes when I first read the question, but no, it's a different thing. Following the energy, when we say it that way, we're not including our body. Our body is, in this reality, our bodies are so discounted as having very little value, and they have so much information. They can create so much for us if we create with them. Letting your body be your guide is truly allowing it to let you know what's going to create more for you and more for your future. Following the energy also does. But when your body's your guide, it's your body guiding you to the energies that are going to create more. It's really about including your body, which is a different conversation than I really only, the Access Consciousness work is the only work I've really known of that truly speaks to the body having value in creating your future and creating with your body. Most modalities, and definitely most this reality and religions and that kind of thing, don't value our body. The body is like something you want to just get rid of and not listen to and override, control, and it has nothing to say. The thing is, it does have a lot to say. It will create more for you. Okay, so we went much over 30 minutes, but the conversations are great, and I totally enjoyed this. And thanks for the questions, and thanks for coming on, you guys. And if you want to know more about what's coming up, I'm going to send an email out to everyone that was on and post this up on YouTube and Facebook. And I'll probably post the classes. You can also go to Dr. Glenna, well, no, accessconsciousness.com/Dr. Glenna Rice to find the different workshops I have coming up in the next few months. I'm going to Osaka. No, sorry, I'm going to Tokyo. I was in Osaka last year. I'm going to Tokyo to do energetic manual therapy, the fundamentals class, and my very first ever artistry, the more advanced class, is going to be there too. So I'm really excited with that. It's going to create, and I'm also going to Bogota, Colombia for an EMT class in the 3-day body, and to Quito, Ecuador, yay, very soon to do a 3-day body class, and then EMT's coming up in Amsterdam and Bangalore, India this year too. And Amsterdam is also having the advanced artistry class. So lots of stuff coming up if you want. And go to the Access Consciousness site and look for 3-day body class facilitators, because there's body process classes and 3-day body classes that will contribute to you having more ease with everything we've been talking about here today, to start talking to your body more. And EMT is creating some real magic with people taking that too. So it's creating communion with bodies and a conversation with bodies that I am so grateful for. So I'd love to see you guys in classes in the future. And what else is possible with your bodies? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Roko.
Bye.
My Japanese translators. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Thank you.